Gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about dressing for your body, specifically how to dress for your body type and the clothing items that look good on it. You ready? Let's get into it. Body type number one, the oval shape, the large man, the big guy. You know who you are. You're packing on a little bit of extra weight here. In any case, you want to walk into a room and you want to look good. You want to look large and in charge. You know that there is no piece of clothing out there that is going to make you look like a thin guy. And you are confident in who you are, and so you want to wear clothing that's going to accentuate that. The first thing, guys, number one is the jacket. Why do I have the jacket? Well, let's look at your shape, the oval shape. What do we want to do? We want to accentuate the shoulders. Men who are a little bit larger, especially in the midsection, what happens is it starts to round out their shoulders, especially if you're carrying weight up high. This, if you wear clothing just like a shirt, you're wearing t-shirts, what this does is it basically accentuates that oval. We don't want to do that. We would rather create a rectangle type shape. We're going to do that by basically squaring up your shoulders with a jacket. Now, because you're a bigger guy, you're not going to need to go with a whole lot of padding in those jackets. The jacket you see me wearing right here is a casual, unpadded jacket. There's a wide variety of different types of sports jackets made from different materials. This one's made from cotton, but there's a wide variety of other jackets you can choose from. You can bring in leather jackets. You could bring in jean jackets. You could bring in sweaters that actually have maybe a little bit of a patch right here on the shoulders. What we're looking to do is to build up and again, square out the shoulders. Now, there are jackets that are going to look great on you and other ones which are just going to make you look more round. I know it kind of goes against what I said, but be careful of jackets that are too short. Jackets that basically come in on the mid-waist area and tighten up there. So bomber leather jackets, you want to be careful of those. Tank style jackets, and this is kind of, what do you think about this jacket here? I like this jacket. It fits me well. But for a big guy, this is going to be a no-no. Why? Because it's too short. It's going to come together in and about the trouser waist area, and that's not what you want. You want jackets that are going to go a bit lower. So you can find many leather jackets which are going to go a bit lower and are going to look good on you. And you can find this same material, a little bit different color, but notice this jacket right here is about 6 inches 5 inches longer than that other one. This is going to make a huge difference. It's basically going to elongate your torso, and that's another thing that you want the jacket to do. Now, one last bit about jackets for the big man. Just because you're big doesn't mean that your clothing shouldn't be tailored. And just because it's casual clothing doesn't mean it should be tailored. Guys, you can take a jacket like this and you may have a little bit of a stomach out there, but you may find that you get it tailored in on the sides and it's going to look great. It'll still fit you in the midsection, but from a distance, you're going to look more clean cut. It's just going to look better on you. You can maybe even bring in the arms a bit. So always get your clothing tailored. If you are a big man, know the name of your tailor. Now, all this clothing right here, guys, is brought to you by Territory Ahead. I'm going to link to them down in the description. They're a great company. I've worked with them for over a year, and here are the things I love about Territory Ahead. Number one, attention to detail. So this jacket, this shirt, everything you see here, I've been wearing this, I've been using it, and I know a lot of you guys have seen me wear this leather jacket in other videos and you love it. You can find all this over at Territory Ahead, but it's the small details. It's how they pay attention to the stitching on the inside of their sweaters. They've got patches on the back elbows on this one. The attention to detail, they use metal buttons a lot of times. The stitching is solid. They are meticulous about where they get their fabrics from. So guys, go check out their website. I'm going to link to it down below. Look at their sports jackets. Aren't these things beautiful? I love them. The jacket I'm wearing is down there. I picked it up last year. It's now on sale, but they've got so many great deals. I'm linking the Territory Ahead down in the description and go use that discount code. It's going to be gone at the end of the year. It's a huge discount, which you can stack on their other discounts. Now, they've got great jeans over there for the larger guy and for the taller guy. They've got a lot of tall sizes as well, and they've got really hard to find fabrics. So cavalry twills. I mean, this is hard stuff to find, and they've got it over there. I love this pair of trousers. I wear them all the time. And speaking of trousers, that's actually point number 2. So we're going to get into this. Make sure as a big man, you've got trousers that fit you properly. Why? Well, big men are more likely to gain and lose weight. In addition, your midsection is oftentimes larger than your hips. What this leads to is basically your pants could be falling down and basically you have sizing issues. So one thing you want to look for basically on the side of your trousers, if you can find this, is going to be elastic See that right there? Now, this is really neat because when you get a pair of jeans or a pair of trousers that has this built in, it gives you basically 1 to 2, sometimes 3 inches of play, depending on if you're going to gain, lose weight a bit. And this is just something that happens when you're a bigger guy. Another thing is if you wear them a little bit tighter, then they're also going to have the elastic helps to hold up and basically for them to fit a little bit closer on your body so that they don't slide down. So another option for getting proper trouser fit in the waist area for the large man is to go with jeans, go with trousers, go with chinos that have a higher rise. What you're going to find in a lot of clothing that's made for the larger man actually slightly has a higher rise. Now, the great thing about this is it's going to lengthen your leg line. It may sound odd, the trousers basically going higher up, closer to your belly button, but believe it or not, this is where trousers used to be, and I think looks really good. Again, for the big guy, what this does is it lengthens your leg line, and this looks great on any large man, especially, I know some of you guys maybe have a bigger belly and it's kind of going over. In this case, you may need to go see a tailor, and let's bring in item number 3, which is suspenders. So suspenders are a big mindset shift for a lot of guys, and it's something that if you're going to start to wear suspenders, I invite you to try just maybe like with clip-ons, and then you could go to suspenders that work. So the way it works is you would put buttons right on the inside of your trousers. You get a nice pair of suspenders. There's a wide range from casual to actually more formal suspenders. With a pair of chinos like this, you would want to wear something like casual suspenders, but maybe with a pair of jeans, you could wear casual suspenders. With dress slacks, you would wear more formal suspenders. But what suspenders do is they put the weight up here. And remember, getting back to the point of you having that larger midsection and basically a smaller hips and smaller buttocks, and you just eliminate the error of the trousers going down. Now, suspenders are a great accessory in themselves, and I think a lot of men can pull them off, but you've got to build up the courage to wear them. It's something that you are going to, stand out just a tad, but it's something people will get used to, and it looks so much better than you just going around pulling up all your pants. Another thing is you're going to want to look for pants that are going to have pleats. These have no pleats right here. Pleats, you need to make sure that when you buy them, they've got 1 or 2 pleats, especially if you're a bigger man. If you don't, let's say you want to completely avoid pleats. I get it. Some of you guys just don't like them at all. In that case, go for a little bit more room in the midsection. Maybe step up one on, go for a little bit wider. You want that room so that you can go up and down and you simply have room. Now, when it comes to jeans, understand again, most jeans are going to be cut low. They're not going to work very well with suspenders. But if you find a pair of jeans that are made for the bigger guy or made for the taller guy, then oftentimes they have a little bit higher of a rise. Like these jeans right here. Again, Territory Ahead carries these. And if you're looking for something like this, you're going to find it over there. Next up, we've got the rectangle body shape. We've got the thin man. So you're the kind of guy similar to me that you've got to run around in the shower to get wet. You've got this body right now, how to dress for it. Guys, let's add some detail on to your jackets. So very similar to the large man, I'm going to put you need to have a jacket. Now I'll come up with some other ones, don't worry. But when you're looking at a jacket, what you want to pay attention to is the texture and the details. So notice the texture right here on this jacket. We've got basically looks like a twill weave. You could go with a leather jacket. That's always a great texture. Something that has a rougher, heavier leather. You don't want to go for a very thin leather. For the larger man, he could go with something like that, which he could layer. But for the thin man, you want to go for something that's going to be heavier. Something like it's like basically a 100% cowhide, basically heavy, thick leather. That's what we're looking for there. Again, we've got a little bit of a texture in here. Even if you're going for a weatherproof jacket, something that actually just has a bit of a texture to it with pockets. Now, these are the details you want to look for. This one has 4 pockets in on it. Again, 4 pockets lined. You can also go with patterns that are going to go across the chest. We're looking to build up the chest area. Again, that's one of the things I love about the jacket. It's going to build up the chest. Sweaters are going to be your friend, and not just any type of sweater. You want to go for thin, lightweight sweaters that basically you're going to be able to layer, and layering this is where it's at for you. Layering as a thin man is basically going to add a bit of bulk. It's going to make you look a little bit stronger. It's going to make you look a little bit larger, especially in and around the torso area. So this one is great. Now, it would be even better if it had a little bit of shoulder padding, maybe like a shoulder patch. That would help make your basically your shoulders look a little bit larger. Now, the big man, he can't pull this off in the way you can because he's going to have stretch in the midsection area. For you, you want to make sure when you put this on, it's got a nice taper. But you're going to find there's just so many options out there when it comes down to cotton sweaters. And the cool thing about that is that you can layer them and they're not going to be as hot as their luxury fabric brethren. Again, you know, cashmeres, wools. This one's a 60% cotton, 40% polyester. It looks beautiful and it's got these like little elbow patches. So I still go for some details. Item number 3 for the thin man, let's look at casual button downs that are long sleeve. So guys, you can always roll your sleeves up. You can go to about midsection right here in the forearm area. That's always going to look better, especially if you've got thin arms, than going with a short sleeve button down shirt. So let's look at the options here. Notice a lot of the themes you're seeing again and again. We've got a nice texture in here. We've got details in on the chest area with these double pockets. Again, this is going to make your chest look a little bit bigger. You could even roll this up a bit. It's a pretty breathable fabric. Actually, this is a little bit of a corduroy here. This would be great for the fall through the winter. You could layer this, maybe put a sweater that we just showed you guys on top. This one right here, this is actually going to be more, almost between a jacket and a shirt. It's got a very rough texture to it. But again, notice the pockets right in here. Also, the contrast stitching is going to draw attention right here to the center. So you can have a little bit more fun with your shirts as the thin man. And again, this heavier fabric is just going to make you look a little bit larger, a little bit stronger. Now this fabric right here almost looks like denim, but it's actually flannel. And what's cool about this is flannel has a napped surface. So napped surfaces, they're very soft to the touch and they actually draw people in. They want to touch it. Again, notice we've got the details right here in the pockets. We've got the contrasting buttons. So small details like this, again, keep us focused in on the midsection, but wearing this in the fall, wearing this in the winter, wearing this in the spring, it's just going to look great on the thin man. Finally, let's talk about pattern. So patterns like this for a large man, no. For a thinner man, you can pull this off, assuming that the shirt fits you correctly. Don't have so much excess material that, if a wind came in, it would actually take you and blow you away. But this right here, the thin man can pull off. Bonus item for the thin man, textured trousers. So again, this is a cavalry twill, and what I love about this, if you're a thin man, it's basically just going to beef up your legs just a bit in appearance. Now, you don't want to wear loose fitted trousers. So if you were to try these on and like, I really love the material, I'm not going to find this elsewhere, this is just beautiful, but they're a little bit too much material in on the legs. Well, guess what? You can take this to your tailor or your seamstress and she will go through and she'll open up the leg and she can bring it in. You can go in and get this stuff adjusted. Now, there's only so much you can do in the back end area. If you bring in a pair of trousers more than 2 inches, it's going to offset the pockets and it never looks good. So understand there are limitations, but you'd be surprised what they can do. Next body type is the inverted triangle. You're the muscular man. You spend a lot of time in the gym. You look good. You got the guns going, but all of a sudden you realize the clothing industry is like working against you because nothing seems to fit you properly. Where there are certain items for the muscular man that are going to work really well and he can pull off. Now, jeans and a t-shirt. Come on. The muscular man of all the body types, he looks best. I mean, he looks great in this, but you can't always wear that in the winter, and it's not always going to be appropriate for all situations. So why not consider bringing in a vest? So I think a vest for the muscular man, you could wear a t-shirt underneath, you could wear a well-fitted dress shirt, and all of a sudden you look great because you may not be a suit kind of guy, a sports jacket kind of guy, and if you get the wrong sports jacket, all of a sudden it could overbuild your up air here. You could look like a linebacker. It could look like you have pads on. You want to avoid that. So if you do go for a jacket, always go for something that's unstructured, but look at the vest. It's something that of all the body types, the muscular man can pull off better than any other. Now, let's talk about item number 2. Very similar to the large man, you've got to get the right fit in your trousers. So you've got to go out there searching for brands. Because here's the deal, is you love to squat and you have got those thighs that, yeah, they are good. They're huge compared to your waist area. And that's the problem, is that you will find many trousers out there that fit you fine in the thigh, but they are 2 inches, 3 inches too big in the waist area. So what you want to do is take that clothing, take those trousers to a tailor and get them adjusted. They're going to bring them in on the waist area. That could solve a lot of problems. The best thing to do is to find and go out there searching for a brand that's going to work for your body type whenever you have a more muscular build. Next up, let's talk about shirts for the muscular man. So a couple things here. You want to be looking for breathable fabrics. This one right here, 53% linen, 47% cotton. It's going to be breathable. As a man that spends a lot of time in the gym, you sweat a lot, and this carries over to other parts of your life. You've got a lot of muscle on your body, and you want basically to be able to wick that moisture away. You want to wear an undershirt. You're going to want to wear something, again, that's going to all pull that moisture away and allow the sweat to pass through. Another thing you want to look at is a little bit of elastane or a little bit of spandex in the clothing. And what this is going to do is it's going to give it a little bit more of a stretch. So this one right here, it's just got what, like 2.5% elastane, but it gives a little bit of stretch in the fabric. This is a big deal on your trousers, on your shirts, because simply when you move, you've got a lot of muscle there, and you don't want to be doing the Hulk here and ripping the back of your shirt, ripping, the inside of your trousers. So look for a little bit of stretch in all of your fabrics. Bonus item for the muscular man is a signature pair of footwear. So we're talking Western boots, we're talking a pair of dress boots, we're talking a pair of casual boots, maybe a pair of dress shoes that have contrasting leathers or fabrics and then maybe a little bit of suede. You want to own it with your footwear because as a larger man, oftentimes the attention is immediately on your chest, on your build. But when people see the feet, they're like, this guy's got style. So own a signature pair of shoes. All right, gents, now it's your turn. Let me know in the comments what I missed, what you would have added to this list. I definitely think Henley's could have been on the list, especially for the thin guy. I think it makes him look a little bit stronger. And Territory Ahead, I'm linking to him down in the description. Go check him out. Great company. That huge discount, it's going to disappear at the end of the year, so use it or lose it. Guys, I've been wearing their clothing, this chino pair in particular, for the last year. Great chinos. And I mean, this elastic side that they've got right here, just makes them more comfortable. I'm not a big guy. I just simply like it. And the attention to detail on the inside, the contrasting fabric, the stitching, the attention to detail with the buttons, the kind of buttons they're using. It's a good company. They use quality materials, free shipping, free returns. What more can you ask for, guys? Go check them out. Good company. And that's it. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.